for the YouTube subscribers. Go subscribe already. Hit the fucking like button and subscribe before I knock your ass out, man. I ain't fucking with you, man.
UFC San Diego, one of the nicer American cities in my opinion. Cruz versus Vera. Excited for this matchup, but not the best card overall from a depth standpoint. You know, obviously this main event is very intriguing, but it kind of drops off after this fight. I'll be going over the main card like usual, breakdowns, free picks, leans, and what to avoid. I won't be as active this week on Twitter, Instagram, this weekend, due to Buddy's bachelor party. So I am going to be putting this video out same time, but for clients, if you guys are watching this before I send out the plays will be out before weigh-ins this week. We should be okay. Once in a while, you know, you get caught up in a weigh-in issue, but it's not going to be a big card for clients this week. Not the best value, not the best card from a betting standpoint. Please like the video, guys. Please like this video. It helps me out a lot to grow and this algorithm. Also comment and share to friends and family. Systemsportscapping.com. Systemsportscapping.com to become a client today. I profit on all sports long-term each year. We handicap anywhere from 5 to 7 different sports. Currently handicapping UFC, PGA, and MLB with NFL around the corner, guys. NFL is around the corner. UFC Vegas 59. UFC Vegas 59. Let's do a quick recap here. Great card with all finishes, right? Not too many cards. You see a bunch of finishes. However, not the best card for myself. And a nice long-term run has come to an end. All good runs come to an end. And that's what happened last week. You know, I was right about the main event. Exactly pretty much what happened. Could Hill prolong, and could he be good in the later rounds, in the third, fourth round? And he showed he was able to. Stop some of Santos' takedowns. A little surprising Santos went for the wrestling and the takedowns. But I get it. He didn't want to bang with Hill. You know, Hill's a great striker. He showed it, and he passed the test. He beat that veteran. Even though that veteran Santos is, one win in his last 5 fights. You got to keep that in mind here. You know, it's still a good stepping stone for Hill, and it shows Hill he's ready for that big fight. Is he ready for a title shot? No, I think he should fight one more time. That division's kind of held up right now, but, you know, he should fight one more time before, start talking about that title shot. In my opinion. So yeah, I gave out the Hill play, Hill by finish as well. So hope you guys jump on that. Not much luck, and maybe because of Luque, right? Luque lost the fight. Unbelievable, impressive performance by Neil. Handshake to you, Neil. Knocking out Luque just doesn't happen. You just don't see it. And he finished Luque. So very impressive there from Neil, and he's really bounced back after had some legal issues, some health issues, etc. And he has back-to-back wins over impressive guys, Ponzinibbio and Luque. So hey, Neil's up there now. He's maybe 2 fights away from a title shot. 2 big wins away from a title shot. So you can't count that guy out. Impressive comeback after everything he went through. And also Ultimate Fighter. I had no luck in the Ultimate Fighter sides. I didn't see Usman winning that fight. He didn't impress me in the house, and he just stepped up in this fight, caught him. Right, he caught him. Heavyweight guys, you catch him with a right hand, or I think with maybe a left hand, and he finished him. I definitely didn't see that happening. The girl fight was a flip of a coin. It could have went either way, but Miller, very impressive, all heart, and she shows that she's continuing to improve each and time out. Let's get to the weekly recap. A weekly recap, UFC 77 and 43 long-term run now, guys. This is a longer-term run, 65%, plus 56 units long-term. 65% best bets over 4 years now. Long-term winning here with the system. Not one good year, or, obviously you're going to have better years than other years. That's just how it's going to be. But it's just long-term winning over now 4 years, which is documented on here and through client cards. PGA, another second in the outright market, guys, with him. making it back-to-back weeks with a second and 2 winners before that. So we're running good in the outright market as of late. No prop market profit thanks to Billy Horschel. He finished 27th instead of T20, which we needed. Tough beat there. Plus 77.9 units long term. Hoping to get over that 80 mark after this weekend. 65% best bets long term, and that's over 3 years now, 3.5 years. MLB, no updates in the MLB. Let's do a little NHL reminder here. NHL reminder. NBA reminder as well. And the NFL, guys, a reminder from last year, big year last year, and it's around the corner. Sign up now, guys. Get my future bet. Future bets will come out after the preseason. It'll be coming out early September, but don't miss those. Don't miss the future bets because we continue year after year cashing these future bets. I'll do win totals, season win totals, possibly some player prop futures as well, and obviously the winner, right? Who's going to win this year, which we hit last year on the Rams. Just joined the Circa contest, the Millions contest and the Survivor contest with my client Jimmy. Shout out to you. Excited for that. Also going to join a few other Vegas casino tournaments as well, smaller ones compared to the Circa. Let's hear from my friend Meredith before we get into this card.
Guys, Meredith Gorman here, and are you still not subscribed to Matt's channel? Well, if you're not, hit the subscribe button because he's giving out free picks each and every week. Hope you have a good rest of your day.
Like I always say, guys, shop around for the best prices. Shop around for the best prices. The prices you see on this graphic is not the best. Have multiple books. It's some of the best advice I can give you. Have multiple books. I have multiple books in the US and Canada. So try to do that if possible. It's going to help you win more and profit more long term. Main event, I'm excited for this one, guys. Cheeto Vera minus 240 versus Cruz plus 200. Love Vera, love Vera, love Cheeto Vera. Hate the price here. Price is a little high. Price is a little higher. I'll tell you why. I'll get into it here shortly. You know, the books are catching up on how good Vera is. I get it. I do think he should be favored in this spot. Price is just a bit high for my liking. You know, after that Fom fight, they kind of have to adjust the books, right? And I get it, right? Vera continued to be an underdog or a very low favor when he's fighting guys. No more plus money on him unless we see him fight for the belt, in my opinion. You know, there's a 5-round fight, which does favor Vera, in my opinion. He's a fighter that starts somewhat slow and gets going while the fight goes on. Great cardio, very solid shape Vieira's in. And we saw it time and time again. And, you know, Cruz is in great shape as well, too. A little older now. Hasn't fought a 5-round fight for 6 years. Keep that in mind, guys. Hasn't fought a 5-round fight for 6 years. And a little older now, right? So that's something to favor. I think the longer the fight goes, I do think it favors Cheeto, as you saw in the Rob Font fight. Right, so that's something definitely to keep in mind. Now, Cruz has fought many 5-round fights before. Don't get me wrong, right? He was the champion at one point. But they were, like I mentioned, it was 2016, 6 years ago and before that. So, yeah, he has struggled with injuries over his career, but he does have a resurgence as of late. Back-to-back wins, and if he could win this fight, and he definitely could win this fight, and if he does, possible title shot, guys, isn't far away. And that's crazy to think. It's crazy to think. You know, he is on his last run, definitely. If he loses this fight, probably never a title shot, in my opinion. Right? So this is it here. And that's hard sometimes to bet against with Cruz. You know how he is. Very smart fighter. IQ is tremendous. Very fast in the ring. He moves well in and out. Not a finisher. Not a guy. He's not going to knock out Vera. The only way he wins this fight, in my opinion, is by decision. And it definitely could happen. Right? I think he's more fluid. I think he moves better than Vera. And I do think he could pick him apart for 5 rounds. However, you're not going to finish Vera in there. I can guarantee that. It would have to be only path, in my opinion, is Cruz by decision. Right? But Vera has turned it around as of late. He's improved time and time again. He's very well-rounded. Could Cruz try to grapple and wrestle? Maybe, but Vera would get up. You know, Cruz is not holding him down there. So, could Cruz get a takedown? He could. Definitely. I could see a takedown happening. A few, but I don't see him keeping them there. He would get up right away, right? So, is Cruz going to mix it up a little bit? Is he going to surprise us? Possibly. Because you know Vera's going to come forward. He's going to be throwing everything. That's what I love about Chito Vera. He throws everything, all limbs at you, right? Elbows, punches, kicks, great front kick. You don't know what's coming from him. Spinning kicks, spinning elbows, spinning fists, everything you can think of. Vieira's going to throw at you, right? And he hurts guys. He hurts guys with these kicks. So you see what he did to Font. He hurt him bad. Couldn't get him out of there. Credit to Font. But could he hurt Cruz? Cruz is very smart. He moves well. So it's going to be very interesting. You know, there definitely is some value here with Cruz. Even though I am favoring Vera. Vera's a tough guy to bet against as well. You know, he fights for your money. He's a guy that's not going to get finished. The only way I see him, he could lose a decision here. There could be a decision loss here, but I am going to look at Vera here. Don't love the price. It would have to be in a 2-fight parlay. Very tough to call a decision here. It's going to be a decision win for someone, or a late stoppage, very late, 4th, 5th round. So I don't love an outcome here. It's going to have to be a money line play on Vera, and it would have to be in a 2-fight parlay. Again, I don't love this price. I don't love this price against a veteran in Cruz, who has looked very good as of late. And, you know, could be faster in there and could kind of bounce around, pick his spots, and maybe pick Vera apart. There is a possibility there. It's not something that I'm going to jump all in on. I'm going to look at Vera here. I do think he gets it done. I do like all the tools that he has to win this fight, and I do think he gets the job done. Cruz just maybe a little out of his prime and a little out of his realm here. So I'm going to go with Vera. Don't love it, but I do like it enough it could make a 2-fight parlay for me this week. And outcome's tough to call here. Co-main event, little random co-main, a very random co-main event here. Lanover plus 260 versus Onama minus 300. I agree with Onama being the favorite here, minus 300. No, I don't agree with that price. This is going to be probably not the best guy he's fought, but maybe the toughest guy he's fought. You know, I mentioned the card goes downhill from here. This should be a fun fight. I'm just saying name value from down here. It's going to go down. But, you know, I like Onama. Prospect in this division, trained by Cruz. I like what I see out of Onama. Lanover has been KO'd twice in his last 4 fights. And against lower competition, guys, in my opinion. So, you know, I could see Onama hurting him in this fight. And is very well rounded. So even if he decides to fight on the ground, he can. He averages over a takedown per fight, as you can see here on the graphic. He does have a bit of a reach advantage as well. You know, we saw Onama also able to take punishment. He was tested in a few of his fights. So I do against Jones and even in one of his last fights, but he bounced back and finishes him. So I do like what I see from Onama. I do think he can be a player in this division in a year or so. I'll be looking at Onama in some way, either by, you know, a later finish in this fight, or it could be a 2-fight parlay piece as well. It's just the price keeps climbing. Looking at the books here, you know, they're climbing. I even see a 330 out there. So, you know, when it's getting up there, there's just no value there. But, you know, I like Onama as a fighter, and I do think he should get it done here. Next fight. I had to watch some tape on this one, guys. Both these girls are making their debuts. Minus 210 for the Mexican fighter versus Lucindo plus 175. I'm not going to lie, I didn't see much from these girls. Mexican fighter, I saw a bit. Looks like a good striker, boxing style. Lucindo, I saw one fight. It was very hard to see. It was shitty quality, and she looked like she likes to grapple and get this fight down to the ground. That's what I saw from these two girls. It doesn't really matter, guys, because this is a pass for me. I suggest you guys pass as well. Yeah, I do think the Mexican fighter looks like the better striker, but is she going to be able to avoid the takedowns? I think Lucindo's maybe going to attack. She seemed very aggressive. I think she's going to try to get this fight to the ground. Can she get to the ground? Possibly. I haven't seen enough from tape on both of them to see how good the Mexican fighter, you know, she's highly rated, right? She's 8-0. They're high on her. Their books are high on her as a 2-1 favorite. So, you know, I lean the Mexican fighter here, but, you know, I'm just not going to have any play on this for myself or clients. I don't think it's a good investment, even if you do like the Mexican fighter on minus 210. I haven't seen enough from her, and I haven't seen enough from her on her grappling, even though she does look fairly well-rounded. It's a fight I just suggest you guys pass. I don't even know why it's on here. Probably because the Mexican fighter, San Diego, I get it, right? That's why they put it on here. It's common sense, and they're trying to big her up. So that's one thing to look at here, right? It kind of makes sense why I do think she could win this fight. She should have some backing from the San Diego crowd, and she is 8-0, and they're trying to build her up. So, yeah, I lean her. I just can't bet it at this price. Clark, plus 130 versus Mirza Khanov, minus 155. The Russian fighter is back. Another fight I'm not really excited about, but I do think the right guy's favored here. I do think the right guy's favored here. Maybe not 155. I would put it maybe minus 130, just because this is his toughest test yet in Clark. Clark's going to try to wrestle. The Russian fighter's 11-0, 2-0 in the UFC if you count the Dana White Contender Series. And, Clark, I do think he's just going to try to get this to the ground, but I do think the Russian fighter will be able to avoid the takedowns. And if he does get taken down, bounce back up, does have some Samba experience, good striker, finishes fights. So, I would look the Russians' way here. The price is decent. It is his biggest step yet, right? It is toughest competition yet. Keep that in mind here. So I am going to lean the Russian fighter. Hasn't made my betting card as of yet. If it does, it would be by finish. I would have to take him by finish to get plus money. No value here at the minus 150 or 155, 160 or on the market currently. Lipsky minus 190 versus Herrera plus 160. This fight's happening again, guys, and I'm staying far away. I leaned Lipsky last time, but she had some COVID issues a few weeks ago. She had some health concerns and weight management. She missed weight by 3.5 pounds last time, guys. Why would I back her here next week? This week here. It's too many question marks. If anything, there's value with the Brazilian fighter Herrera plus 160. There's some value there. We don't know how Lipsky's going to come out. Could be health concerns, mental concerns now, with the whole weight issues. I'm staying far away. We don't even know if this fight's going to happen, right? So this is a straight pass for me. Last time I leaned Lipsky, and I think there was some value there because, like I mentioned, she's training with a new camp. She's looked good in her first fight in the new camp. And I do think she's getting better. And this matchup does favor her. But now with the concerns of the weight management, the COVID, a month ago, I have concerns. It's not worth it. It's a MMA fight, women's MMA fight, mid-tier girls, maybe even below mid-tier. Stay away. I'm staying away. Value, I guess, with the underdog here. Silva minus 310 versus Mercer plus 250. Gerald's still chugging away over 50 fights now, and always scary with the submission game, right? Not a great striker, but if he gets the fight to the ground, he can submit you, right? He has the most submissions in UFC. Silva, however, should be able to finish this fight on the feet, guys. He looked actually good against Alex Pereira. He looked fairly good, definitely better than Strickland. He lasted that whole fight. Was it a late finish or was it a decision one? I forget. But Silva definitely was in that fight. He rocked Pereira in a couple times. Not enough for, to steal the win or to make it too much of an issue. But he did rock him. He did land some strikes on Pereira. So I just think he finishes this fight. Even if you look at the other market and the outcome market, TKO or finish this fight, Silva is minus 160, which is wild. Which I hate betting. I hate backing, but I do think Silva gets this done. He's a good 2-fight parlay piece here. The only way Mercer I could get this fight to the ground and submit him, but Silva's a black belt, so I don't think it's a good matchup for him. I think Silva gets it done. I say back Silva here. Find the best way. If you don't mind paying that minus 150, minus 150 finish a fight, I think this fight's going to be finished. I think Silva finishes in TKO or KO. Quick one here, guys. This week, like I mentioned, I'm heading anytime now away for a bachelor party for a buddy. So I won't be active on the social medias this weekend. And like I said, for clients, client card will be coming out tonight, Thursday night. That will do it, guys. That will do it. Like I always say, bet smart and know your limits. Enjoy this card.